Let me see, man. Y'all should have been told me y'all couldn't hear me. I'm sitting there talking to myself. Can you hear me now? Cordell, you guys can hear me now? Right. I had to turn everything down then. Um, Jalen Smith. What y'all talking about over there? Guys, yeah, Cordell Patterson. He can run a 9 route. And I know they need this win big. The Vikings really need this win. So they looking at every film that was displayed this past Thanksgiving. They're looking at that film, and I think Stephon Diggs, I don't know if he's injured or not, but that kid can run a 9 route too. So all these kids that can run these 9 routes, slants, digs, comeback routes, we're going to have issues with that now. Granted, the Vikings defense doesn't scare anyone out of a casket because of the fact that they don't have a quarterback who's adequate enough to push the ball down the field consistently. But at the same time, we just got to be able to our defense got to step up. For the first time in a long time, I'm not worried at all about our offense. No, any aspect of it. I'm not worried about the immediate pass, the long pass. I'm not worried about the run. I'm not worried about us chewing out the clock, but I'm only worried about as it relates to our defense. I don't think that guy volume was down. Well, I appreciate you guys. You are able to hear me. It's just the fact that we just need to be able to get this thing going in the right direction. I just hope I'm not too loud to you guys. This is just me still beta testing this live, YouTube live and all this jazz. But we really need to stay focused next game. We really need to get this thing going in the right direction as far as the defensive side. Now, granted, you guys heard me what I was talking about with the Cromartie scenario. It's such a taboo. It's such a, how can I put this? Jason Garrett it's not a guy who's up for changes, and we all know that. I know it's such a sticky topic, man, but Randy Gregory and the other kid, Greg Hardy, and number 55, they were still collectively on this team. Man, don't you know that we will be literally unstoppable as it relates to the offense plus the defensive side? That's something that we just gonna have to really worry about fixing during the offseason. There's something that we're gonna have to figure out a way where we can create pressure, whether or not we can find somebody off the street or these orphans can step it up. There's been 4 games or 3 games collectively straight that we have yet to receive any turnovers and stuff like that. So it's going to be a tough task, a tough hill to climb. Nothing is given to you. Nothing is just laid out to us on a silver spoon or laid out on a table. There's so many things that's out here that we're going to have to really, really roll our sleeves up and just win. And I don't believe the notion of Michael Irvin saying, okay, we need to lose one. And if we can lose, I don't want to get that taste in our mouth at all. I want us to win out all the way out. And it's possible, guys. It is possible. Let me see what shout out to the boys Craft. Let me see what you're saying. Hey man, I think that can lead our team to the Cowboys to make a playoff run, perhaps Super Bowl. Yeah, I really think so. I really think that he can do that. But what I really don't want to happen is our defense to let us down. And I can have nightmares of that possibly happen. Whereas Dak Prescott plays his you-know-what out, and Zeke the Freak does his deal, and we just can't stop the opposition. That will be a horrible time for us waiting for the offseason and saying, hey, wait till next year. And what scared the hell out of me too as well is that, don't y'all know, we beat the Redskins or Deadskins or Foreskins, whatever you want to call them, 3 times in a row. And that's the team that we do not want to see in the playoff. It reminds me so bittersweet of the so much of the 2007. We owned the goddamn Giants, but when it got down to the playoff, it was just a whole nother rule awakening. Now, granted that Tony Romo and his legions of team, they went to Mexico and they had a good time with Jessica Simpson, whatever her name is, and we just wasn't focused, and it was just a horrible game towards the end. We had still a chance to win that game with like 25 or 30 seconds left on the clock, and we was on our side of the field, but as we all know, the last pass was an interception. But people rarely talk about that 2017 when we was 13-3. But it's crazy, man. We just need to figure out how these rookies are just going to, on the offensive side. I'm not worried. You can match any other teams together, and I would take our offense any day, anywhere. As they say, on the moon, on a parking lot, at my house, anywhere, and they will win. It's just our defense just give me nightmares. That's our defense. Healthy Jalen Smith. I think Jalen Smith is a dream. Is nothing but a dream. I'm trying to be optimistic with the kid, but it's just a dream. Yeah, that's why I call him the foreskin. My cousin's a diehard Redskin fan, and they was talking cash money, and as you can see, we won. Yeah, it's time for the playoff. It is time. We need more pressure up front. Shout out to Jared for joining in to the chat room and joining into the channel. And shout out to Edwin McGill. Shout out to you guys, man. You guys supporting the channel, boy. We getting this thing going in the right direction. 8,000 subscribers. And to believe I was just shooting for this year, I was just shooting for 1,000. I was thinking that I was going to be able to get to 1,000 subscribers, and now I'm at 8. I'm not bragging or anything, but that's a good feeling. It just, and also if you guys are here, if y'all had not, just join the Facebook too as well. I think I have more content. I'll be able to put more content out there because you don't have to worry about the YouTube copyrights and the NFL claims. If I can just show you guys the amount of claims that I get in a day with the copyright infringement or copyright restrictions or visual and audio content backlogs and stuff like that. Yeah, but be me. Creighton did drop the ball, but if I wish I can find that clip, we got the ball back. We had still a chance to win the game on the final drive. And although Creighton dropped the ball, of course, there was like real 3-4 minutes left in the game when he dropped that pass. We still got the ball back and we was driving. In the final play of the game, Romo tried to break out to the outside, and he broke free and passed the ball and through double coverage with 20 seconds left on the clock. He was trying to attempt to pass to Terry Glenn. It was picked off. And I'm not making no comparisons between Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, but at the end of the day, it was time left on the clock, and we passed the ball, and it was intercepted. And it kind of reminded me of the I think what game it was? It was a Steelers game when Dak Prescott drove the ball with less than 40 seconds from the 80, yard line all the way down. So, yeah, Church, shout out to game 111. Yeah, Church will play. He should play this coming Thursday. And I just hope that he will have his game shape. I hope we've been still practicing and working those legs out, because everybody know that when you're not in football shape, it can be a issue there as it relates to just being in position. I haven't heard the Joe Boo report, but shout out to, I think his name Mark Holmes. He got very good content on his channel. One of the guys that I kind of pretty much try to log on and listen to his information. Another guy is Dallas Cowboys Football News. He got very good content, and Ultimate Cowboy 82. I think I'm saying his name right. He got great content. Anybody else who got great content out there, let me know. Of course, we all know Shango. He got great content and had great content for a long time as it relates to the Cowboys and stuff like that. But what's up, Bob Tucker? What's on your mind, fam? What's on y'all mind out there? What y'all want to talk about next? Y'all want to talk about McFadden getting into the mix? Will he be a better suit than what Morris is doing right now? Because what I see out there with my eyes is that the transition between the second quarter, Zeke the Freak does not play at all in the second quarter, which bothers me, but I understand we're trying to keep his legs fresh. And they put Morris in, and I believe that Morris, Alfred Morris, is a rhythm running back who has to start the complete game, and he will wear on you. And then around third or fourth quarter, that's when he busts or break or lose his long yards. But when he just throw him into the mix, he don't give you that spontaneity. He don't give you that cut. He don't give you that finesse. That is another word they say, sexy type of runs. He's a down the hill runner, so he gonna have to start the complete game to get into his rhythm. So when you see Morris out there, he looks lethargic, he looks lost in space, and sometimes he just looks like, man, what the hell are we doing? We see our production drop, our portion of the playbooks get very minimized because he don't catch the ball out of the backfield, and he don't have that shiftiness or the elusiveness that a Dunbar would have, or a Zeke the Freak would have. So we do see a drop in production. I wish I can show a chart of when Zeke the Freak is on the field and how the defense will play, or versus Morris is when he get out there on the field. It's just such a big letdown when we see those things as it relates to our offense, because we can tweak our offense to be even better than what we're running at right now. But I believe if you put McFadden, a hefty McFadden, into the mix, you won't see as much of a drop off, because he can, believe it or not, he can also catch the ball out of the backfield. I don't know if he can do it with that arm. I don't know if it can extend, but if he's healthy, then we can see a even more dynamic team of him coming out of the backfield, or him just being lined up in I formation or whatever. He can run to the weak side. He can make cuts. Got good vision. And that's what I see as it relates to McFadden out there. I haven't heard any words. Shout out to John Doe. I haven't heard any words of Wilcox being out or anything of that nature. I hope that he's able to play, believe it or not. But don't sleep on Heath. He did a pretty good job last game. He was in the right position and made plays, believe it or not. So shout out to Jeff Heath. He was able to step into the gap more. The person who surprised me or played a little sloppy game was number 31. I think Byron Jones, although he's a sophomore year, he's not giving the turnovers that I thought he would be able to get. But hopefully, and I mean hopefully, he'll be able to shake things off and just do something this game, because this quarterback doesn't have the arm to throw these long and straight, neat, narrow passes. He's going to have a lot of intermediate routes, and Sam Bradford can throw the hell out of a slant route. So those are things that we need to worry about. But hopefully we can break up a pass and J.J. Wilcox lay the wood on someone and have the ball going up into the air, and having my boy number 31 grab it for the pick six. Yeah, McFadden, Pimp C. McFadden is a little bit more shifty than Morris, and hopefully we can see a better transition, a better spell back. Let me see what my boy JG saying. Do you think if Orlando wasn't suspended, our defense would be somewhat better? Look, the way JJ Wilcox is hitting, and the way number 50, the General Sean Lee, is playing, and you put number 55, and don't forget about the wisdom and understanding of the knowledge that Durant has too as well. if you put Durant or number 55 out there, boy, our team would be so much better. We're already good against the run, but we will be a healthy. I'm talking about a healthy, no lean, no weed type of player. Number 55, like devoted to playing. Number 55, if we had him out there, oh my God, man. If Jalen Smith was healthy, look, I'm so confident. If we had the right chips to fall in our place as far as the defense, and if Randy Gregory and Greg Hardy was a cohesive unit, and we had number 55, and who else? J.J. Wilcox still doing his deal, and number 31 still doing his thing. I would arguably say, I would undeniably say Legion of Who. I'll be like Dallas D is finna be back. Doomsday D. We will be right now. We're top 10 defense already, and if you add those extra players to the team, man. But this game is not a game of ifs. We know football is fickle, but come on. Yeah. Byron gets that Reed kid. What's his name? Jordan Reed. That kid is yeah. Shout out to Pimp C again. Talking about Byron get beats a couple times with Reed. Hey, that Jordan Reed kid is something special. I mean, he had, for him to play with a half of a separated shoulder, I'm going to say, and for him to still be able to perform that way, man, my God, that one-hand catch. Man, I love Jason Witten, but Jason Witten wouldn't. Jason Witten, it would be another 10 years of him being reincarnated before he's able to catch a pass like that. Because his arms, if you've ever seen Jason Witten reach out, his arms just like halfway. It's like halfway. His arms never really extended, but he always found a way to get open, man. He's nifty. He's crafty. I mean, he's Hall of Fame. He's class personified, man. He's going to the Hall of Fame, especially when we get those rings, man. You heard me when I say we get those rings. But yeah, it sucks that Rolando McClain is wasted talent, but man, if we had, think about it, man. We let players go. If Bennett, Martellus Bennett had his head on right, and you had Jason Witten and Martellus Bennett who was a hell of a good run block, we would be something special, guys. We will be something special. But we gave up some players out there. But that's just how it goes, man. What it says, no pass rush. Yeah, man, we exposed to the highest degree. Yeah, switching. Look, I'm gonna say this right here. Not just switching Carr to the opposite side was a plus, but where the plus came from was actually that defensive back coach. If anybody knows his name, give his name a shout out, because he elevated Wilcox to another level. I mean, Wilcox was playing out his mind, and Church is playing out his mind. Church always been that type of player, but he just had nagging injuries throughout his career, just nagging injuries, and he can play through them. But that Wilcox, man, I saw him blow up number 13 so bad last game. I said, my goodness, man. He blowed up number 13 so bad, man. I don't know whoever number 13 was on the Redskins. He didn't come back out and play. I'll wait for Wilcox to blow up Crowder or number 80, whatever his name is, because he kept on hitting them passes down the middle, and then he knew to dive or slide to the ground. But yeah, Joe Baker, shout out to B-Me, man, for giving me that name. That's something special right there, man. Joe Baker, he's the coach of the year for me, man, because he getting his secondary playing. He got him in the right position. Now, although double moves is going to kill number 30 because he's such a aggressive type of player. Anthony Brown. He's such an aggressive player. He plays like he's learning that double move, 6 to 7 yard pass on Deshaun Jackson, because Deshaun Jackson is going to get that at least once a year against us. He's going to at least burn us once a year, But low key, like I said, we beat the Skins 3 times in a row, and my cousin ate so much crow after that. But yeah, Crowder is quick, Jared, but Crowder is real quick, and my cousin will argue me down like, man, Crowder is so much better than our number 11, Cole Beasley. And I said, man, he ain't on Beasley level. But after looking at the game, I'll still take Beasley. I think Beasley run a crispier route than Crowder. Crowder's more fast and quick, basically, and Beasley is more quick than fast. So, but Crowder's surely hell better than Lucky. And I don't know what is going on with Lucky. I don't know why they don't throw him on a 9 route or a dig or a comeback route, or I don't know what is his knowledge of the game. I don't know why they don't slide Lucky into the slot or run. I do know we run the gadget plays 9 times out of 10. I think the ratio is when Lucky is in the game. The Cowboys was running like 80% of the time. So when Lucky's out there on the field, of course they're running. But I think that they're doing that to set up the play action, the pass, and Lucky showed his ass off in the Green Bay game. But outside of that, man, when you see Lucky out there, no, they running. And it was the same philosophy when we had Harris. When you saw Harris out there, they're running. So hopefully it's just a mental aspect for Lucky, and he'll be able to do more for us as it relates to down the line, that type of player, as it come down to it. But let me see what you guys talking about now. Shout out to Eric for joining in to the chat room. Yeah, anybody can break free, need more sacks, more aggressive. True that, because I think it was the second or third touchdown. It was the second touchdown. The touchdown that you brought up a good point. Eric, yeah, you brought up a very good point. Eric Colby, man, you brought up a very good point. Anybody can score, especially with the double moves. And that's what Seattle Seahawks eliminate. You cannot do a double move on them. Good defense is Denver. You can't do a double move on them because they're getting to the quarterback. I believe you get the quarterback got like 2 to 3 seconds, less than 2 to 3 seconds to throw the ball. And with the Cowboys, the quarterback got 5 or 6 seconds because nobody's getting home. And 5 or 6 seconds in a football world, it could be a little lower than that, but 5 or 6 seconds in the football world is forever in a life to throw the ball. And if y'all saw that second touchdown, I think when they scored 12, Jake Reed, I'm trying to see Jake Reed, he used to be a hell of a football player for the Vikings back in the day. But Jordan Reed was able to whip to the inside and pivot out to the back of the corner, and it seemed like Kirk Cousins had enough time to build Fort Knox out there, and he just sat back and said, "Oh, y'all coming this way?" Boop, touchdown. And that would never happen. That play would never happen against the Seattle Seahawks or the Denvers of the world, or even Kansas City Chiefs of the world. Anybody with a formidable defense. Yeah, so you're right. You brought up a good point on that, Eric. Anybody can pick you apart if they have time. Let me see what else you guys got out there. Appreciate you guys putting me some information to talk about. I was just going to do a shout-out video for 8,000 subscribers. But, yeah, Charles Tapper, his deal is that he got a degenerative bone tissue or bone matter or something like that in his back. I said bone tissue, but bone in his back. Bones don't have tissue. But what's going on with him is the same scenario as going on with Ron Leary. Knees is degenerative, meaning that when something is degenerative, it's not growing back, guys. It's digressing each and every day. It doesn't show a promise of healing itself. And if it does, it takes forever and a day for it to heal, and that's what the issue is with Tapper. Now Tapper is fast, man. He would, I promise you, he'll get home to the quarterback, but by him being injured with that particular back issue, it seems like that pick may be a loss. Basically, it may be a loss, and the Cowboys front office. What's this guy name? The other MVP of the drafting. What's our really GM? What's that guy's name? Man, black guy. I forgot his name. The tip of my tongue. McClay. What's his guy name? You guys know what I'm talking about. He does a good job of scouting the players and getting the players in the right direction. McClay, yeah, Will McClay. Will McClay, man, he does a fantastic job in drafting these players. I think that we got one of the top drafts since 2009 or 10. He does an excellent job, and Will, he didn't see the foreseeable future of Tapper having this degenerative back deal, and granted we could have used someone else in that position, but we just didn't know. And but number 96 is playing Collins. Man, my God, Collins is having a hell of a year, although we don't see it that much as it relates to our defense. But Collins is having a great year, someone we can build around. Tapper was somebody that we thought we was going to be able to build around with his speed and all the jazz that he brings to us on the football side, on the defensive side. But these guys are rookies, and I'm still hyped about Will McClay and his attribute of picking these guys. It's just our gamble picks are not panning through. So far, who's panning through for us was Sean Lee. He was a gamble as far as health and health of the knees and stuff like that, and we just not showing or reaping the benefits of that. We had to let Bruce Carter go because he wanted money, and I thought that Bruce Carter was a very, 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 very valuable to us in 2014. Because of his speed and his ability to adjust and catch interceptions out there in the middle of the field. I thought that Bruce Carter, I thought that we was going to be able to sign him back, but as we all know, that football is such a fickle sport, and the free agencies of the world always take your developmental players or take the players that you groom away from you when it comes to money, and these players need to get paid. So just like one of our offensive linemen is due for a signing, and then we got to make a way to make room for him, and that's something that we really gonna have to think for in this offseason. I think is it Frederick or is it Zach Martin? It's one of those players that we got to pay, man. Sorry for me not having my notes here, but we're gonna have to make a business decision. You know, somebody's gonna get cut, or somebody's gonna have to eat or get paid, get a pay. Get a pay deduction, or we have to extend or do the Band-Aid approach of extending contracts, and I really think that we shouldn't go that route. But that's the only thing that we can do to keep this offensive line and keep this offense going with the cohesiveness. And I think, Zach Martin, thank you for that. I think that that we're gonna have to make a crucial decision, just like between Bryce Butler and Will and Terrence Williams. We're gonna have to make a decision, and the decision to me is just stick with Terrence Williams. And although Bryce Butler can show a promise in the offensive side, but you're gonna have to make that decision. And trust me, when you winning like we had, when you winning like we are, some team is gonna try to say, especially the Jaguars, they're gonna try to say, hey, we're off. We'll make them an offer that they can't refuse. And it may be integral conference like the Eagles. They really need a wide receiver. So I won't be surprised if the Eagles throw all types of money at T. Will, or the Eagles throw all types of money at Butler, because they need somebody who can catch the ball or stretch the field or what have you. Glade, was it Brian? Yeah, Bruce Carter was inconsistent, but if you look back at it, the reason why Bruce Carter was inconsistent in 2014 was largely in the hood of his health. Always had nagging hamstrings or separated, dislocated finger or something like that. Yeah, so he was inconsistent. If we allowed him to say, out of respect, is for him to go get his money. And we didn't match the offer that I think the Buccaneers had laid out on the table. And I think he's been bounced around from there. I think he's back with the Jets or something like that. But there's just so many things on my mind as it relates to what this team going to do in the offseason, or what we need to do now. We just need to find somebody that's out there who can help our defense, man. We'll be talking about this year, 2016. We there. We so close, man. I can smell the Lombardi trophy, man. We just that close. If we just have like one or two pieces on our defense, we can be hosting the trophy. I don't really see any team that can just dog beat us unless the Giants get hot. And trust me, Eli, that guy, he's looking at all the tape and film that he can find and look up of what Kirk Cousins just did to us this past Thursday, or this past Thanksgiving. So trust me, although the Giants are second place, man, they still number 87. Sterling Shepard scares the bejesus out of me. Believe it or not, in number 13, Odell Beckham scares I call him Odella, scares the hell out of me too, because these type of guys can just, their speeds, they can cut across the middle. We just don't have. Our only hope is that Zeke the Freak and Dak Prescott can just stay on the field. You know, that's the only hope to slow down the Giants this year. And they got a formidable defense. They went and paid King Ramsey for their defense, and it looks like it's coming into fruition as far as what they're doing. And those things are always questions as it relates to this team. How are we going to stop the Giants if they looking at the tape? And they can say, okay, the Washington Redskins was able to put up this. They was able to threat the Cowboys or put beyond 500 yards on our defense by doing this or by doing that. So those are things that we're going to have to consider as we're going to play the Washington, as we're going to play the Giants. Now, granted, the Giants won by the hair of their chin or the skin of their teeth game week 1. If T. Will would have stepped out of bounds, we would be 11-0 right now, allegedly. But who knows what type of adjustments they make in preparation, because their defense is no one to sneeze at. So we gotta have to figure out something, figure out a pass rush. I can't stand Eli Manning with that unorthodox footwork that he got, and he's still able to just pass the ball, whether it's wobbly into a streaking Odell Beckham. You don't think Odell Beckham looking at Deshaun Jackson and say, well, I'm a little bit better than Deshaun, am I? You know, so it's just things that's on my mind as it relates to that. Let me look back at the chat loud and see what you guys are talking about now. It would be sweet. Shout out to Attack. It would be sweet if the Raiders versus Cowboys for the Super Bowl, but the Raiders are ranked 28th or 29th or 30th, something like that in defense. That team is not going to no Super Bowl, because I don't think that they have the fortitude or the tenacity to beat the Patriots of the world. So I don't think they're going to get past they barely skated past the Houston Texans. or I don't think they're going to be able to beat Steelers if they make it to the playoffs. So I don't see the Raiders this year. And I'm tired of people comparing the Cowboys to the Raiders. Our defense is believe it or not, even though they got Khalil Mack and some other cats out there like Bruce Irving, our defense is a little ranked still higher than theirs. Eli is good for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Gerardo, you're right. I can't disagree with you. I cannot disagree with you. Shout out to nobody. Shout out to Dallas Spencer too as well for joining in, and Jerry 10. Yeah, we go check out Jerry 10 channel, guys. He want everybody to check out his channel. Let's go check out his channel. Better have some good stuff out there, right? But it's so many things, man, as it relates to what our defense can do. And do you guys have any questions where we need to go out? Is there a veteran defensive guy that we can go out and pick that you guys know that's out there? Is there's anybody out there we can just prey upon? Can we call Deion Sanders back? Can we call prime time number 21? Can he come back out? Can we have anybody come out? Rod Woodson, somebody. We need some help, man. We this close, man. We close. We are close. Yeah, Rolando, man, he's done. He's not coming back ever. Joe Hayden is a fool if he's loyal to the Browns. But if we would have had Joe Hayden. Ooh. Yeah, bring back the other LT, Lawrence Taylor, baby. My brother from another mother. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor would be nice right about now. Hey, low key, and I'm really saying low key, DeMarcus Ware. Ooh. DeMarcus Ware coming off the edges. Ooh. That would be real nice. Who else, guys? Who else we need to get out there? Randy White. I saw Randy White on the Legend Show. The boy still got the guns, man. He still got the guns. Cromartie would be a better option for me if we throw him out there now. And like I say, Cromartie probably shot himself in the foot with the kneeling and trying to be political. And Jerry Jones making a statement that he's not forcing people to kneel, but he wants people to stand. That's going to be a real kind of ticky or sticky, I meant to say, subject. Although, you know, we prime time and everything. And if that brother gets on his team and we lose one game or he get blown. Now, I'm advocate of picking Cromartie, but they're gonna just say, "Hey, Cromartie took a knee on America's team," you know, and like I said, I'm down for let's go on ahead and get him, but I would if I call Cromartie and I say, "Hey, brother, we know you love Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, Red Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, all these lives matter, but don't take a knee, and we'll assign you, man. Veteran minimum." And we'll put him out there. I think he can flex to be in at safety if possible. Move Byron Jones, number 31, to the outside. Move him down to the cornerback position. Church be just now getting healthy, and that would be the spontaneity that we need. And if anybody understand what I'm talking about, I think there was a team out there that needed a cornerback. Realized they couldn't win, and they went got a cornerback and they won, and that name of the team was the Patriots. They went and got the Revis Island guy and was able to win. And that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to figure out a way to create pressure and just have a good formidable cornerback. Anthony Spencer, what happened to him was he became garbage. That's what happened to Anthony Spencer. Let me see, Joshua, what you got out there? Jerry said he wanted to keep him, but why do you say that, LT? Who are you talking about? Who Jerry wanted to keep? DeMarcus Ware? Or is that who you talking about? Cameron Wake is 34 years old, I believe. So that defeats the purpose of that. Mr. King, shout out to Jay King. Von Miller's just too pricey, man. Too pricey. Yeah, Brown Lives Matter too as well, but not on the football field. Them guys can't buy a win. Oh man. And Monerland. Let me see. I think he'll be a free agent. Is that Captain Monerland? I can't say that. Monerland, Captain Monerland. Wilcox. I think Wilcox still gonna play. I don't see him not playing, but I hope he's still gonna be able to play. Yeah. I mean, I was down for getting Eric Berry. You know, I told Eric Berry, man. Believe it or not, his sister is married to my best friend. I told Eric Berry. I tweeted him. I said, "Look, man, come on down to Big D. You're gonna get noticeable, man. Although you noticeable now, but you'll be really noticeable. You'll make the money back just by doing advertisements." And he kind of like told my cousin, my best friend, he was like, "Man, tell your boy LT, man, I already made a commitment. Tell him to leave me the hell alone." I tried my best to get Eric Berry, man. If I was to get him to come down to the Big D, can y'all just imagine Eric Berry back there? JJ Wilcox, the boy, he doing his thing. In church, the man. But can you just imagine Eric Berry out there? Man, that would be crazy. Clowney, man. Edwin, I think Clowney looking for some money now, man. You know, normally they looking for that first contract. They're looking for some cheese, and that's why he probably playing good this time. Yeah, I don't think Eric gonna come though. Spencer. Yeah. You gonna go to the Bucks game? That's gonna be a hell of a game. Believe it or not, I think Dak Prescott is still older than Jameis Winston. Jameson is doing a hell of a good job for his second year. I think that game is gonna be. It's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a good game because I want that revenge because did they beat us last year, right? By scrap points. And Jeff Heath had 2 picks. But I'm ready for that game. I'm really ready for this game. Yeah, man, I was trying to recruit Brian. I tried my best to get him. And I'm still recruiting for Cromartie. I think that there's a chance of a hope for him. If we can afford Tyrann Mathieu, is it Matthew? That's the Honey Badger. And I was sitting on my knees praying to God, Allah, Yahweh, everybody before to get the Honey Badger in the draft. Man, I was like, come on, let's get him. I would try my best, man. The Badger is something else, man. He is amazing. He would bring this team to another element. But once again, we were scared. We were scared about the off field. We were scared about the weed. We were scared about the other aggressions that he had too as well. So they didn't blink. They didn't bat an eye towards his way. And he's undersized too as well. It was just so many things. But he brings so much of a different type of element as it relates to the Honey Badger. Man, he just brings that type of degree of like the wow factor that we really need. Because we need somebody stingy. We just need that one person. I just love the combo that the Seahawks have with the big bruiser and the Eric Thomas, and I just love that. I love that combo that they have, man. And let's just be envious of them guys out there. But we showed them in 2014. I think that we can still beat them this year. And you know what? That's what I might do. I don't think I have that game out there, but I think I'm able to post this game because they probably still using the old algorithm. That's what I might do. Maybe tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'm going to post the game that we lost to not the Eagles, but the game we lost to the Seattle Seahawks. I think the score was like 12-13 or something like that. Greg Hardy tipped the ball and caught the interception to himself. And if he was to run that ball into the end zone, we would have won that game. But they struggled against us last year. We didn't have nobody to push the ball. So I'm trying to figure out what changed on their team? If anything, their team got worse, from last year. So I really think that low key we will beat the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think that they can just outplay us, but I let the national the narrative from the national media say, well, and it tickles me so much when they get on this hype box with the Seattle Seahawks and they say, well, I really think that the number one team in the NFC or NFC is the actual Seattle Seahawks, And just like they said about 3 weeks ago, do y'all remember the narrative? I really think the Atlanta Falcons is the number one team in the NFC, And now we saw like they kind of skating away from that. So it's funny how they have these narratives and stuff like that. But I really think that that we match up well against the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm gonna post that game. I might post it in a few seconds there. About how we just a whole lot better than them, man. We matches up well. Shout out to random JG. We surely is, man. 12-13. Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. You're right. I couldn't think of Cam Chancellor's name. It's so late at night where I'm at. 3 o'clock, man. We will beat Seattle Seahawks because if you think about it, when they play us, if we was to play them right now, whether or not it's at the Jerry Jones $1 billion playpen, as Stephen A. would say, or if we play up there at the Legion of Boom's Norris 12th man center, I think that we will win by 10 points. Because simply, I don't think the Seattle Seahawks is going to be able to score quick, and they're one-dimensional. I think number 89, whoever that cat is, I lost for names. I'm just remember numbers. I think that he can play, but he's not. Their core of offensive players are not greater than the Washington Redskins or the Giants. So I think we'll be able to hold them down at least. Come on now. And go back. I think I posted the preseason game, which was a dress rehearsal. And it was just, of course, the first half of the game. Of course, they won that game because they played their starter throughout the game. Go back on my channel and watch the game. I think I still posted. We gave them the run of the money. When, of course, that's the game that Romo was injured. But we was able to match them guys even then. And they played it off like, shoot, man, we ain't really playing right now. We ain't playing full speed. But, go back and watch that game. Yeah, Doug Baldwin, number 89. He ain't no Deshaun Jackson, He ain't no I don't think he run routes pretty good, He play angry. He plays like Golden Tate. To me, Golden Tate was everything for them, But he don't scare me. He does play angry. He plays mean. Jimmy, he's not playing like Jordan Reed right now. Jimmy is bad now. Jimmy is bad, and I think that Wilson is hyped up and all this stuff, and he can play. I'm not trying to cast aspersions or sully Wilson number 3's position there, but I think that we can give him a run for his money at least. We can at least pinch him a few times, can we? I don't think their offensive line is world class, right? I think we play aggressive. I think we play hungry. We can make them one-dimensional. I think we can put some points on the board. I don't think they can match us like that. Could be playing keep away. Oh, man, stop with the negative, Mango, or how you say your name, Magno, Jesus. We ain't going to choke, baby. We ain't going to choke. We out here. We going to be able to get this thing going in the right direction. We said the operative word when you say you should be scared. There's no fear in us, baby. We on the grind. I said thing, if you want a thing bad enough, you go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If only your desires of it is that Super Bowl ring, you'll get out there and you'll do it. And if dogged and grim and beset and beset it with all of the help of Almighty God, you will get it. That's where we at right now, baby. We on the grind, baby. So you can hit the door. and get to stepping, because we're going to get this thing going in the right direction. We're going to flex on you guys this year. Who your team is, man? Coming over here. Who is your team? Lay your team down. State your team, fam. Come on, state your team down. Hey, Zeus. Magno. Come on, state your team, man. Don't say we will see. Who your team? Who's your legions of teams? Who you rooting for? Come on, man. Seahawks. Oh. All right, without using Google, who's the coach before Pete Carroll? Without using Google, who was the quarterback before Russell? Without using Google, what was the name of your stadium 10 years ago, man? Come on, man. Chill out, man. I'm not calling you a bandwagon. Before Marshawn Lynch, who was your running back, man? Without using Google, man. You're taking too long, man. You're taking too long, fam. Come on, state your evidence. Seahawks all the way. Don't be Googling stuff, man. Put it down in the box, brother. Put it down in the box. State the coach, man. Who was the coach before Pete Carroll? Well, shout out to you then. Why you taking so long to put that stuff in the box, man? I know you know how to type fast, bruh. You lived in Seattle, right? You lived there. Put it down, bruh. I'm not calling you a bandwagon. State the reason why you're not. Put the information in the box. Hey, Sean Alexander was a bad brother, wasn't he? Now, the tested football IQs of the world. How did the Seattle Seahawks get Sean Alexander? What picks did they use? Yeah, it was Julie. It was JJ. It was Julio. Man, Magno. Hey, Zoo, man, get off the Google, man. It's okay. It's cool. You don't know who the coach was before Pete Carroll, and I understand that. I'm not gonna take that away from you, fam. I understand that. But evidence shows, man, we beat y'all in 2014, and y'all barely won when we had who was that, Matt Castle that we had out there? If we'd have had Kellen Moore, we probably had a better chance, man. But I think we put up, it was 12-13, and it was a hell of a game. And you guys barely won when we had Matthew Castle. I can only imagine what Tony Romo would have done, Dak Prescott would have done, or even Kellen Moore. It's just that we were stubborn. When was the last time the Cowboys was in an NFC championship? That's a good question, man. That was a long time ago, man. But you know what? You guys can win 2 more Super Bowls, and you guys would still be looking up to these trophies that's sitting in this inbox that I got on this channel. So it's cool. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I understand. Like you say, go Hawks, go Hawks, go Hawks. I ain't gonna try to cast aspersions on your team, but I just know that you guys don't want to see us in the playoff. You guys don't want to see us there, and that's real talk, man. If you don't want to go home and be all upset and butthurt about this game, but it's still a win, though. Yeah, like I say, hats out to you guys. Oh, you guys beat down Castle. That was a good accomplishment. That was really good. Gold star, gold star, gold star for Jesus. Moving along to Sanchez, I think that Sanchez is happy where he at. I think that Sanchez loved the market. I think he sees what the environment is for the Cowboys, and I really think that he's staying. He's very in touch or in sync with the ideal of coaching up Dak Prescott. He's been a mentor to Dak Prescott, and he's been a very advocate of the Latino community out here. So I think that Sanchez is being able to gel well on his team. So I think that Sanchez would love to stay. Yeah. So and all those things. Shout out to King too as well. Nice clap back. And Emmitt Smith, baby. What else? What else you guys talking about down there in the chat box? Adrian, what's the worst part about being a part of a winning team is playing people calling me a bandwagon? All right. I feel you. Everybody, the thing is, man, when we say it's nothing wrong. Look, trust me, it's nothing wrong with saying that you're a bandwagon. Let's just get that off. Let's get that off the chest. Get that off the table. If you root for a team, and that's the team that you love and like, my brother, I see my brothers, diehard 49er fan, love the 49ers, but damn it, he been a Seattle Seahawks fan, a North Carolina fan, a Denver fan. That brother jumping around from team to team and still had the same passion. I said, well, I just prefer to be with the same team, rain, sleet, or snow, And if anybody know football, and let me just break a little knowledge down to you guys. These teams, these markets of teams, these lower markets like the Seattles of the world, or even the Saints of the world, wouldn't even exist if Jerry Jones didn't sign that free agent contract agreement to have the free agencies to exist in the NFL. Don't you know the portion of the proceeds of the collective bargain agreement that's on the owner side of the football? Actually, that money is being spread out to the lower markets like the Cincinnati Bengals market and the Minnesota Vikings and even the these smaller markets like North Carolina and Florida Jaguars. So they sign an agreement so that they keep it profitable, to make the NFL more profitable and to make it NFL more profitable, so people in Seattle, Washington can have a team to root for. So just like this last game, 35 million. I got a text from the NFL about the revenue and the viewership. 35.1 million people watched that game. And Jerry Jones been an advocate and been a pioneer of the NFL, of helping and branding the NFL. He was the first owner and operator and general manager, president to do outside marketing for his team, and created the blueprint for other teams to follow suit. And so that's how you have the Patriots of the world's Kraft following the same suits of marketing outside of the NFL umbrella. So shout out to your teams, those lower teams who's getting some of the revenue share just because of the free agency. Because if let's be honest, if there was no free agency, we would have like 13 Super Bowls by now, because we would just go out and get the better players, and that just wouldn't be fair, and people would be crying that there's no what's that word? There's no equality or equality in the league, and it would be no parity. So now you have parity. That's the word of the day. Parity is the word of the day. There will be no parity in the NFL. So now there's parity in the NFL, so that the revenue is being split and shared amongst the others. And that's how you got the Cleveland Browns of the world still operating, and the Ravens and the Seattles of the world and the Saints of the world being able to play. So there goes you. Real talk. Appreciate you, Jay 0250. Real talk. That's just the bottom line of it. And And that's why every now and then you turn on the TV, and you turn on ESPN, if you turn on Fox, if you turn on any sports center, main topic is Cowboys, baby. And it's not just because we are the America's team. It's just because without the NFL, which was going bankrupt before Jerry Jones made that deal, if you can just look up Google and search those things, the NFL was going bankrupt, baby. Damn it, Donald Trump was trying to buy an NFL team, and I think he owned some team in USFL. So that goes to show you that in the lockout, I think the year that the 49ers won the Super Bowl, I think it was like 89 or 88, they had a lockout or something like that. But after that year, Jerry Jones came into the league, and he flipped this thing around, man. So shout out to Jerry Jones for keeping the NFL alive. Shout out to Jerry Jones for getting the Seattle Seahawks the ability to win, to compete, and to have a stadium, to have a championship, to be able to get a championship ring and stuff like that. So that goes to show you, it's so funny when people come with half knowledge and they're saying, well, my team is better. Technically, they're not. Because if we just take everything at face value and take away free agency and take away half of the stuff, these rules and regulations and stuff like that, and you would see that there's no parity in the league, and people would turn away from the game because we win so many Super Bowl rings or we win so many championships. But let me just move on. Hey, Flip said, yeah, the kid doing well. You know, everybody's doing good out here in the streets and at the house. You know how it go. What is going on out there? I remember watching Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl in '72. Man, I wasn't even thought of, man. Shout out to Donald, man. Good Lord. So, there you go. Been on the wagon ever since then. Didn't even think about jumping off. That's what I'm talking about, baby. On the grind. Thanksgiving was great, guys. Everything else was wonderful. Thanksgiving. Let me see what this guy's saying. American team is the Cowboys. Why are they asses? Last year, somehow, Cowboy fans come out of the caves. He ain't talking no. I'm not gonna say that word. We not talking garbage, fam. If anybody know, I've been out here from day one. Win, lose. This channel, go back to my channel. I've been saying that we were gonna do this. And I just started this channel this year, and just gave this YouTube thing a try. But stay around. Come back in 10 years and see if you're still a Seattle Seahawks fan, because that same argument can be flipped back. And where were you in the 90s? Where were you in the 80s, man? You know, so I mean, you still haven't even put down in that box. You typed that long soliloquy, but you still haven't put down in the box, man, who was the coach before Pete Carroll. You know, you couldn't even tell me who was the running back before the kid who they call Beast Mode, you know. But that's cool, man. I respect that. I respect your opinion. You know, go Hawks. Like I said, I can root for your team too. You want me to root for your team? You want what do you want? A cookie? you want a kiss or a pat on the back? What you want, man? I got a dog out there that kiss you in the face. You know what I mean? But it's all about Cowboys, baby, right here. Even this channel right here directed you to this channel, you know. But you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, and go Hawks, you know. But they ain't no Cowboys. Imitated but not duplicated, baby. Yeah. Wrong with my dude. But he too brittle. The whole y'all want to talk Romo, right? My thought track of Romo, and I was saying is a hell of a quarterback. I posted a video stating that one of the greatest of all time. Got a lot of flack for it. But previously, before that video, I posted a video of Romo. Very volatile. Volatile in the aspect of a series of highs and lows. And granted, somebody can argue and say, hey, he didn't have no offensive line, or he didn't have this, he didn't have no defense. Peyton Manning for many of years didn't have no offensive line and no defense. But I'm not comparing Romo to Peyton Manning, because those are two different styles of quarterbacks. As one, Romo fits the motif of a Brett Favre, gambler, gunslinger, got smart, real smart, knows the playbook like the back of his hand, because he had been in the system for going on over 12 years, that same system of the offensive side. And granted that 2014 was special for Romo, but I really think that 13 was a special year for Romo too as well. But he just battled injuries. Brittle, softer than peanut brittle, of course, get hit and wallow around the field, and we just didn't really have that drive to keep the team together. And a whole bunch of other stuff with Rob Ryan and the defense and crazy stuff that he was doing, just a risk taker, taking gamblers and stuff like that. So we found ourselves playing from behind thousands and thousands of time. And what I really thought that Romo was able to execute really, really well is just keeping our team at that even keel of 8-8, 8-8, and 8-8. And in a couple of years, he had 13-3 one year, and I think he went 9-7 another year or something like that. But average at best, basically, as you look at it collectively. 2014 was a year we all thought that if we put some pieces together in 2015 with some defensive players, Romo would be a better suit and be able to get us to the right direction. And we saw what happened with that. So he's 36 now, been injured several times, and the back injury is something that that scares me, because of the fact that Troy Aikman retired before he was 36 in a back injury. And if anybody cut grass or do work around the house or do any carpentry work, hell, that shit hurt even me, if I was to do that type of stuff and try to wake up the next day and play football. So you're talking about someone who's had a chronic injuries and being able to be thrust out and put out there, and I don't think that he will be able to survive the Ravens game or survive the actual Eagles game this year. But what he brings in, guys, he brings in hope. He brings in stability and hope that's on a whole nother level of just having insurance. So that's why I would keep Romo for next year, because when you have hope and you got Dak Prescott who's lighting up the field, showing promise, just built different, looks like he take good care of his body, looks like he's a student of the game, looks like he's very respectful and knowledgeable of the game too as well, and just hungry. And you just can't, that's one hidden element that you can't coach, is that desire and that being hungry. And I think that I know it's kind of long for me trying to just match this together, but the reason why Dak Prescott is such a valuable piece of this team and having Romo as a security blanket, because if, Lord forbid, if something was to happen to Dak Prescott, we will at least have a guy that we know for sure can hopefully, if the angels and the football gods line together, can give us 6 games or 3 games, and we won't miss a beat. That's what insurance policy does. It insures you. It insures you a promise. And like I say, Dak is the future. Right now, he's the present. And right now, when there's hope in the future, guess what, guys? There's power in the presence, and not just in the mind, but out there on the field. We just got that power in the presence right now. It's something about that youthfulness, that spontaneity that these two guys bring with Dak Prescott and Zeke the Freak. It's just bringing in like, when these guys going to stumble and fall, but these guys are built different from a mental aspect. They come from Dak Prescott come from the SEC, and Zeke the Freak comes from a big powerhouse program. So these guys just brings in that hidden degree of element that sorry, Romo just never had, and we can try to be, as I say, greedy and try to trade Romo for some draft picks and stuff like that, or trade Romo for some veterans, cap rooms and stuff like that. but it might come back to hurt us, because what are we a play away from? Let's say if we do trade him and we get another player out there, and would you feel comfortable? Would you really put your salary, your career on Scantry? I'm not Scantry, Sanchez. Would you really be putting your stuff? Would you be willing to put all your eggs in one basket on Sanchez? And one can argue and say, well, Sanchez never had this type of offensive line, and Sanchez never had been in a system consistently and all this stuff, but he's still Sanchez in my eyes. And just like somebody can argue, well, Romo's still Romo, but come on, man, it's not comparing the same thing. But Zeke is just like my boy 0250 said. Jay said Zeke is a champion, and everybody know leaders are born sometimes, and they just not made. Sometimes you just have that innate ability just to be a leader, man. When you're up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace type of mentality. When it's vain to try to dodge and do the best that you can do. You may fall, but you may conquer. See it through. Those type of players is built with a different bloodline. I don't never see Dak Prescott or Zeke the Freak putting a statement out there what Romo did, because they built different, from a mental aspect. Look, if I'm going to fall still fighting, head high to the finish, see it through, and you're going to get tested, but what type of battle tested are you, Now, I'm not trying to say that Romo did the cat way out, but man, I'd have been like, look here, I know there's something special with this team, but hey, like he said earlier this year, this is my team, and I'm ready to come back right now, and they're going to have to drag me off this field because I'm finished play, But Romo, he's a different type of character. He's a different type of cat. He said, hey, he went the easy way. He went the noble way and said, hey, this is something special. This is a special team. And at this point, I'm not going to look beyond the special moments, and I'm just going to sit back and root on, and this is Dak Prescott team. That's what somebody say, who willing to bend down, because regardless, I don't care. Like you say, Jesus, Dak reminds me of a young Tom Brady. You're right. You won't see Tom Brady sitting back saying, hey, guys, who's their backup quarterback? Number 10, whatever number 10 name is. He won't sit back and say, well, number 10 has deserved something special. But no, Tom Brady's going to get out there and probably have the needle in his pocket and inflate the ball or deflate the ball or what have you, and get out there or put some stuff in old boy drink or something. He going to get out there. He going to do something. He going to play, baby. That's who Tom Brady said, I'm not cheating. I'm not trying to win, or I'm not trying to get an edge. I'm just playing with you guys. I don't think Tom Brady would do that, but you know what I'm saying. Tom Brady's not going to fold up like no tent. He going to sit out there. He's just going to be medieval. He's going to get out there and say, hey, I'm playing. This is my team. You're going to have to drag me off this team. You guys going to have to cut me. Yeah, buddy. Romo, no clutch, I think, to the last few years. Shout out Flips, man. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo. That's how you say that. Yeah, Romo is bittersweet with Romo, man. 2007, 2000. Everybody hung up on 2014. I was hung up on 2007, man. 2007 was a year that I saw a little glimpse of hope. And then the other year, I forgot what year, we went and we got dog beat by the Minnesota Vikings, and it looked like he was running for his life. What year that was? Well, we went all the way up to the Vikings, and all I could hear when I closed my eyes is that. And they was just sacking the hell out of Tony Romo. I said, Lord, and my cousin was over my house, and he was like, man, look at Romo running for his life. What year that was, man? And Brett Favre, they beat the hell out of us. I think it was 09. I think it was 09 or 2010. We went to the play. We was in the playoff, guys. We was in the playoff, and the Vikings was just laying it down on us, man. Jared Allen coming off blitz and some other guy coming off the other corner. I said, this offensive line just might as well. Hey, man, it was like they need to file a police report when he leaves the stadium to arrest these guys for assault and battery, because all I can hear, it still shakes me when we play the Vikings. All I can think about is that horn. All I can think about, man, is that horn. So that's why I say this Thursday we need to set the precipice. We need to put our foot so far up there, you know what, that when they open their mouth, they see nothing but toenails, man. Because this game here, I'm not trying to just talk cash money. Yeah, it was 09. Thank you for that, Flips. Shout out to Flips, man, for coming in through the clutches, man. It was 09, man. I said, man. Yeah, it was 09, man. That's why I say this Thursday, guys. This Thursday, I really think that if I can break this game down for you guys, if we can just punch them right in the mouth, if they fool around and say defer the ball, and we go right down and punch them right in the mouth, just suck all that out of that building, because for once their team rallied behind their defense, and their team rallied behind their defense, and we know that Sam Bradford, Marinelli should have every thought track of Sam Bradford down to the T, and we should be able to just lay the wood. We should, because they got a porous offensive line. We should, and they're going to be one dimensional, so they're going to be pass happy. So this score should be like 38-12 or 38-17. Now, I'm not trying to jinx us or anything, but I'm just saying this game should be a pure dominance of offense, the greatest offensive line versus the top defense. We're gonna hear that talk track again. It's a primetime game, and I think that Dak Prescott and Zeke the Freak just have a knack for primetime games. Just have a knack for these type of primetime games. And I think if it's not a fast get off, it's gonna be a slow get off, and that water hitting the dam, just constantly hitting the dam, and you see that little crack, and there's an opening, and that's when we should shoot off in the third and fourth quarter. We always been a second half team, and that's what teams need to realize, that when you got something just leaning on you all day, you will have this breakthrough that happens, this breakthrough that occurs, and that what will happen if we are able to just do those things. And I can see that's going on this Thursday. Now, is that the old adage that what Michael Irvin talking about, where we need to lose one game and stuff like that? I don't see that. I think that this team that Jason Garrett got around us, that everything is a process, and we live day by day, and we live play by play, and each play is a baby of his own play. It could be something remarkable. King, what you talking about, fam? What are you talking about? 6 or 7 sacks this game. Heard it from me. King, if we have 6 or 7 sacks, I would take 6 or 7 shots of Hennessy or vodka or whatever drug of choice. Alcohol of choice, but that would be positive. It would be possible, man, because they do have a porous offensive line. Cedric Thornton, I like the way this kid play. In the middle, playing that 3 technique. I like the way his moves are. I think he does a remarkable job. But I hope we can get 6 or 7 sacks. But so far, our sack leader on our team is Orlando Scandrick, career-wise. So that tells you what kind of hope of, or it could be Ron Davis, I think. But I think it's Orlando Scandrick, sack leader for the Cowboys right now, and that's horrible. Let me see what my boy Flip's talking about. Would you agree with that our cornerback ranking, Gomo, Brown, Carr, and then Scandrick being the worst cornerbacks? I think Carr has been criminally underrated for this year. you know what type of player Carr is. I'm gonna break this down. Carr, he's always gonna play. He's the type of guy that takes the prettiest woman or prettiest lady to the prom. Like everybody, like, oh wow, man, look at that girl's gorgeous, beautiful, drop dead. But there's a but. She's his sister. So he's not going to score. He's not going to do anything. He's going to take the prettiest lady. He's out there. He's doing everything. It's 5 a.m. Yeah, he's doing out. Shout out to Super Time. And that's just the problem with Carr. He's down there on every play. He's doing his deal. He just remarkable, great techniques. But he get burns from time to time. He just never catches the interception. Now he caught one against like a lucky gift. Well, technique gift from Eli Manning, but wasn't able to capitalize anything else. Some ball hit his hands and stuff like that. But I just think that Carr, I used to call him used Carr. I was just one of those guys that when we was doing the show me how much I know. When we was going about getting the cornerbacks, I was on the Cortland Finnegan side of things. I thought Cortland Finnegan played a little bit more aggressive. This was like a couple years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago when we first picked up Carr. I was on his camp, the Cortland Finnegan camp, but Carr proved me wrong in so many ways because his first year, I think 2013, he played with us. He was dynamic, picked off Ben, made a few fumbles and played very good, but then just digressed, until now. He's playing a hell of a game now. But and then Cortland Finnegan, I think he's not even in the league. So I just think that football is such a fickle process, and I'm kind of like gun shy of just drafting a quarterback in the first round now due to the Mo Claibornes of the world, and I'm so scared of or other cornerbacks who have not proven themselves in a fashion of a long-term effect that we can go out and grab outside of camaraderie, So we're gonna have to figure out something, guys. Let me see. I'm gonna ask one more question. I'm gonna try to leave and get on out of here. I've been on this thing. I've supposed to been just doing a 5-minute video, but I decided to give it a whole run. Let me see what you guys got. Scandrick got hamstrings and injuries. He at least 80%. Scandrick, I really think that Orlando Scandrick is one of those guys he playing at 80% or maybe lower because he's going to get burned. And I think he whiffed on a tackle. This last game, he's not a sure tackler like he used to be. I think he's scared to wrap up, and Brown shows that he's willing to put his nose in between the defensive player and just tackle a guy. He's been a sure tackler this year. Brown been a sure tackler. My boy Mo Claiborne been a sure tackler, and Carr been somewhat of a sure tackler this year. But outside of Scandrick, it seems like he's flying to the ball, but he's trying to do the little shoulder deal where he's not fully putting into everything on his body. So I think that he is playing. I think he is playing a little weak, docile. Let me see, health man. Yeah. All right, guys. That's been my time, guys. Any other feedback, just leave it down in the description box or leave it down in the comments. Like I say, when the NFL released the all 22 film, I will have that planned so we can see the all 22 film. It's going to be live just like I'm doing it now. It's like a 2-hour, maybe an hour film that I'm going to try to have out here so we can see the all 22 film view, kind of like how I did the Ravens game. Hopefully I have enough time whereas I have freedom to talk and break down some of the plays for you guys or with you guys or what have you. And the Thursday night game is about being Thursday night. I'm gonna try to repost that to Facebook first, of course, because I don't have to do all the extra editing And the Thursday night game will be up Friday morning on my Facebook channel. I'm going to figure out a way where I can download the Thursday night game to YouTube, but YouTube got all of those extra editing that you got to do and stuff like that. So I'm gonna figure out a way so we can get that going. It may be black and white again with a hint of color, to throw off the algorithm or throw off the coding program that they use. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to crack that program of being able to download the game completely like I did before on YouTube. But outside of that, guys, that's been my time. I thank you guys for yours. Shout out to Super Time Flips, 0250, I think that's Medina, Garado. Shout out to King as well. Shout out to Nobody. Even shout out to the long, what's that Seahawks fan? Hey Zeus, shout out to you, man. I'm gonna check your page out when I leave out of this box. And y'all go follow him too as well if you're a Seahawks fan. If you listen to this channel not live, go follow his page as well. Go follow the other guy page. I forgot his name. Shout out to Eric Colby too as well. Shout out to those who follow the channel. Don't forget to go follow Shango Live. Go hit up my boy Joe Boo with the Joe Boo Report. Got a lot of Cowboys content and Ultimate Cowboy 82. Shout out to the I think TTC, I think Trash Talking Circle. I listen to them guys too as well, talking noise and stuff like that. And like I say, that's been my time. I thank you guys for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. May God bless until I see you guys again. How about them Cowboys? I'm out.